So this video is not going to be very structured or anything. I actually started with this idea and I wanted to bring you guys along. What I did first was I opened Analog Lab and I found this one, Dubsub, and it just has a really nice sound, and the pattern I made, it sounds like this. So for the next step, I'm going to build some chords. It's not going to be any complicated chords, it's just chords to like bring in the vibe. So let's go. So if you're placing down chords, always start with the root note. That's a very good tip for beginners. So like this, you take 2 steps, and 3 steps up, that's a minor chord. So it sounds like this. We already get that like ambient sound. That's very nice. What you can do is for these dark beats, you can always bring the middle note one down, but I think I'm going to have it play just one before, so it goes like this. Just stretch this out and copy it over. This is actually pretty decent already, so let's go to the last sound, and it's just a basic synth sound, not anything crazy. So let's go now is just to make like a repetitive top melody. If you have heard the new Drake Days, you can hear there's also a very repetitive top melody. So let's try to make something like that. But let's just copy it up, take everything, then press Option S if you're on Mac. It depends on what you are. I think it's Control S for Windows, and Options R. Just as you can see, it makes the velocity a bit different. And Options A. Let me just see here. You can just play with these effects, and as you can see, the notes get longer and some get like more tighter, so it can give an even better sound. I think I like it right here. And now I just need to add that top layer again. It deleted it for some reason. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to add any more loops, because in these like this speeds, or there needs to be a lot of space so the artist can get their point across. And as you can hear, it's very simple. Alright, so I think that's the basic melody. I'm just going to mix it, and then I will return after adding some effects for the drums. So yeah, see you guys in a bit. So I have just exported the loop, consolidated. On Mac it's Command Option C for consolidate your loops, and then your loop turns out like this. So for the mixing, I really didn't do anything special, just some EQ, reverb, and portal. On the bass, I just added this R bass. So yeah, nothing special, just played around with a few presets and I came up with this. So it's still the same loop as before. What I personally got really into is adding accents to the loops. So I'll just browse around Analog Lab and see if I can find anything that fits. I'm just playing around with sounds to see what sounds good. After I make something, I'll show you guys. I just made a simple pattern and it just goes like this. But I think that's that for the melody, and now let's get on to the drums. So for the drums, I'm just going to lay down a simple 2-step hi-hat, just fill it out all the way. And the same for the snare. Just copy this first one over, like this. What I don't hear a lot of producers doing today is actually playing with the open hats. So that's one thing I personally like to do a lot. What I do is I go in, oh that was snare. I go in, I open the hat, and I just go in, just actually like you would an 808. And then I just start laying out like these unique patterns that you won't hear in an ordinary beat. And it's the same like method here, just play around with it, see what sounds good, and if you find something you like, just keep sticking with it. This was the pattern I made, and it sounds like this. As you can hear, when you play with the dynamics, it just gives it this unique bounce that not a lot of other beats has. So this is sauce. There you go. So now I'm just going to add a kick and place the kick where you think it sounds great. So that's a pretty good drum pattern that we just made there. It fits the beat very well. Just quickly add some. I'm just quickly going to add some hi-hat rolls just to give it even more. I actually think this little part would fit the entire beat very well, so let's just do that. And what I actually like to do is also use this one on my hi-hats just to give it like a bit more bounce in the velocities. And if you're wearing headphones, you can also hear what that also does. It pans them out random, so it just also sounds more like open. So here for the last part, I'm going to add an 808, and I've just removed the bass sample that we had. And remember to tune your 808s. This sometimes happens. How you tune your 808s is you press on the sample here, right click, edit in audio editor, open this thing, detect pitch regions, and as you can see, it's pitched to E. So what we do is press on this one, right click on E, and now your 808 is in tune. So yeah, now the whole beat is actually pretty much done, or I would say so. There's always things you can do, but I think for this being like the rap this era, it has to be like very open, not anything crazy going on. If you stuck by me to the end of this tutorial, I thank you very much. Thank you guys for using your time watching me. I really appreciate it. This was the whole thing. Thank you guys. See you in the next one.